So let's talk about the groundwater. Below our feet, so we're not just at a confluence of these two sacred rivers, but below our feet is a prolific, prodigious amount of water called the Corning Aquifer. And it's a shallow glacial aquifer, and it's one of only 18 primary aquifers in the state of New York. And what a primary aquifer means is a highly productive aquifer, meaning it's really full of water that's used as a source of drinking water for major municipal water systems. So a primary aquifer is big, full of water, and it's the drinking water source for lots and lots of people. There are only 18 of those in New York. Only 1/4 of New York's people rely on drinking water. So this is one of the most important aquifers in the state. And this water, as you know, is now used as the club to smash apart the bedrock in Pennsylvania like a piñata for fracking in that state. And were fracking to be permitted here in New York, which right now it's not, we enjoy this moratorium that many of us are struggling mightily to maintain, then the use of that water and the depletion of that aquifer would only increase exponentially as it's turned as a weapon against our own bedrock here in New York. And that's what we are here to stop today. So we recognize that the people of Painted Post are already being sacrificed for fracking that goes on in Pennsylvania, and we're also here to help you with that, because there are consequences to taking this water out and shipping it by rail across the border to Pennsylvania. One of those consequences, of course, is that you deplete your own aquifer. And when you do that, you increase total dissolved solids in the water, and that has health consequences for all of you. Because when you increase total dissolved solids and then you chlorinate that water, which we need to do so we don't have to worry about things like cholera, right? Then you increase the number of what's called trihalomethanes, right? So the more organic solids you have in your water, when you chlorinate it, the more chlorinated byproducts called trihalomethanes you end up with at your tap. Those are proven causes of bladder and colon cancer, including the kind of cancer I had, bladder cancer. So I feel very strongly about that. You might think, fine, I'll just drink, water from Fiji or France. Au contraire, because when you take a shower, that's the exposure equivalent of drinking a half a gallon of tap water. So most of our exposure actually comes from inhaling it. You run your dishwasher, you flush your toilet, you take a shower, those trihalomethanes end up in your air, and then you breathe them in. And so we're all you all here are dependent on the Corning Aquifer, whether you drink it or not. Unless you're willing to, spend $10,000 putting a whole water filtration system into your basement. I don't think many of us are willing to mitigate the problems of fracking with that kind of solution. And then you have the problem of these night trains, and those also have health effects. I brought with me the World Health Organization's new monograph, The Burden of Disease from Environmental Noise. And what this report tells us is that even if you don't wake up, if you hear engine sounds at night, it raises your blood pressure and raises the risk for heart attack. And if you are awakened by that, those problems are even worse. So whether you wake up or not, people's health are affected, and people die. People die from heart attacks. We may not know if you are the guy who dies because of the night trains or because of all the sticky buns you enjoy eating for breakfast. We can't put a name on which are going to be the human sacrifices for all the noise at night, but somebody here is going to have a heart problem because their sleep has been disrupted, and because even when you're not wakened up, simply the noise at night raises your blood pressure and interferes with the cardiac rhythms of your heart. That's been shown to be a fact. Moreover, noise at night is linked to cognitive impairment in children. That means children don't learn as well in school, they don't perform as well on academic tests, and any mother or father will tell you we're trying mightily for the best education for our children. Some of us take out huge mortgages to live in, I'm not one, happily, but take out huge mortgages to live in school districts that we know will serve our children well, only to have all that advantage be wiped out because our children can't learn because of trains rumbling by their bedrooms in the middle of the night. And we in the Finger Lakes stand with you, and we recognize these problems. We in the scientific community want to work with you to resolve these things because it's not right. It's a violation of your human rights. Yeah.